Isn't this the movie that brought Gogeta as cat as canon?
Exactly. Yeah, so that's what I was
And
trying
they
to get
gave you
to.
and they gave you blue on top of that.
Yes, and that's what I was trying to get to. It's just like take everything that's happening right there, and you realize, bro, this is real. This is not some Super Dragon Ball Heroes. This takes place within the story. It makes it that much sweeter. It wasn't just Broly's first time. It was fucking Gogeta in that. Son. But more importantly, it's like, come on. Broly had zero real fighting experience. And his first time getting to even taste what a real battle was like, he was putting Vegeta and Goku on the ropes. Forced them to power up multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
They stopped around and was like, all right, if we don't take this dude seriously, we're going to all die.
Yeah.
They went from Super Saiyan to God to Blue. Goku almost Ultra Instinct.
Oh, that's that good
Yo. It's your boys. Brother Ooch. IQ. It's me. We are the Full Power Podcast. Let's go. All right. What's happening, folks? Chilling. I'm killing. Psych, I'm not about to start rapping. No. All right, everyone. Welcome back to another edition of your favorite podcast, the Full Power Podcast. And it is your boy that is a host that tries to know his most. Ooch, I'm here with IQ, Brother Ooch. We out here to give you guys another banger. This time around, I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna remember to actually go over comments, poll results that I had asked from the previous week episode. Before we like dive into whatever the hell we're gonna talk about today. So, Brother Ooch, how you doing today, sir?
I'm alright. Going through the allergy season.
Oh, me too.
Cold, John. So
It's terrible. The fucking worst.
just trying to breathe. That's about it.
I feel that 100%. IQ, how are you doing today, sir?
I'm good. School is boring now because I did all my tests. So now we're doing nothing.
So you're just on cruise control right now then?
Yeah, for like the first time ever.
That's fire. Yo, congratulations. There you go. Listen, you worked your ass off for all these years, and now you get to just chill. You deserve it. Simple as that.
That feels weird.
I was just about to ask. Must feel weird, doesn't it? You know, it's crazy. There's a lot of people that just try to cruise control life. Like that shit. Oh man, I don't know how it's working out for them though. But anywho, let's do some shout outs really quick. If you want to hear your name shouted out at the end of these episodes wrapped, you want to enjoy the hype, you want to enjoy the behind the scenes content, your early previews, sneak peeks, all that. And obviously, the most important thing, directly supporting us right here on this channel and podcast. Hit us up, Full Power Podcast, over on the Patreon page. That's the best way to support us directly. That is, again, Full Power Podcast over on Patreon. And if you want to submit a question, comment, concern, you might have a business inquiry or some fan art, definitely hit us up, fullpowerpod@gmail.com. That is fullpowerpod@gmail.com. And as always, the socials will be in the description, so you can check us out on TikTok, Twitter, and all that fun stuff. So, like I had mentioned, I want to get back into the swing of interacting with you guys that are watching and listening at home. First and foremost, because obviously y'all definitely show that support, and I, like every episode, should acknowledge y'all. So I did ask over on the Spotify, because again, we do have audio listeners still, and I always forget to check to see what people might leave a published comment, or if they answer any polls that I might ask to, I guess, highlight and continue like conversations that we were having from the previous episode. So to bring them up and to see what you guys feel about it really quick. But this was an easy one. So on this poll, I had asked which had more of an impact, and that was between Frieza and Goku, which Frieza versus Goku, from Dragon Ball Z, and then Jiren versus Goku. Does anyone want to guess the polling results?
Probably Frieza versus Goku.
100% or like what's the?
I mean, I don't know what the percentage. I mean, it'd be 100.
It should be, and you would be correct.
Technically.
100% voted that yes, Frieza versus Goku had more of an impact over Jiren versus Goku, which I'm not gonna lie, I will have to agree with. Simple as that. Jiren and Goku definitely had a very monumental moment, but I feel like that was more of a shared thing. It was very big. It was very hype at the time. A lot of people had a lot of eyeballs on the show from all over the world. Obviously, we was watching it during the reactions. Shout outs to the reactions back in the day. And yeah, that's kind of like where that was. Not to say that it didn't have any sort of impact. It definitely had an impact, just not the same as Frieza vs. Goku. That's like one of the most goated moments in like all of anime history. Like not just with Dragon Ball, but all of anime history. So, excuse me. That is completely beside the point. So, it goes first and foremost. So big shout outs to that. And then really quick, but while I bring up these comments, IQ, were you surprised at all by the results on that?
Nah.
Do you have any discrepancies with those results?
No, they're fire results.
All right.
It should be the results that everyone should pick.
Everyone, yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. I do agree with that. So, very
Also,
good.
We got.
Go ahead.
Hold on.
Go ahead. What do you got?
We got food.
Oh. Yo, I actually just had dinner myself before we started. I'm feeling good. Had some chicken, rice and beans. You can't go wrong with I call it the instant classic because it is the reliable plate. Can never go wrong with a nice freaking plate of rice and beans and chicken, bro. Can't. That's easy.
You work.
So, aside from food, let us know your favorite meals if you want in the comments. I don't care. So we're gonna be going over some of the stuff you guys had mentioned from last week. This first person says, in regards to top 10 fights, right? This person says on their top 10 is Ten Shinhan, which is Tien, versus Master Roshi from Dragon Ball. Now, I'm pretty sure you've never seen that fight.
Probably not.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you've never seen that fight. That's actually a very interesting pick for a top 10. I might have to go and rewatch that just to kind of bring my memory, refresh it, because it's been years. Like, I feel like a lot of people, not just with us, we tend to focus a lot more on like Dragon Ball Xenon rather than Dragon Ball and on. I mean, it happens. I'm not gonna lie. I admit to, being somebody that is definitely on that type of like, that focus is kept on the later parts, right? But Dragon Ball is very good for what it is. Obviously it's not crazy over the top like Z was, or definitely Super or GT for that matter. But Dragon Ball always and needs to be respected 100%. And like I had mentioned, it might not be to like your liking, for example. You want all the action and the power-ups and the flashiness and all that kind of stuff. But for its time and based on like when it came out and how it is like at its core, it's such a good show. Like it's mad funny. Like to see Goku be his true kid version, not on some GT shit, but this is our boy Goku as a 14-year-old. He might as well have been 4 because the way he acts and the way he talks and how innocent he is, it is so much humor in and of itself, and it should really be seen by any fan and all fans, to be honest. If you've never seen the original Dragon Ball, 100% recommend it. And I was actually in the middle of going through it on Crunchyroll because they have all the episodes on there. And I made like a very small dent. There's only like, I think like 160-ish, 104. I don't remember how many episodes they have, but I'm like in the 20s, I think. There's like a tournament going on right now. So you know, Krillin's involved in all that, Yamcha's involved, blah, blah, whatever. So yeah, so shout outs to that. So this next person, they said, I just enjoy listening to these podcasts. Uchi and Brother Uchi are some of the most underrated Dragon Ball Z podcast broadcasters. Wow.
Type shit.
Okay, thank you. I remember I remember when y'all were watching Dragon Ball Super together with everybody. Keep it up, Uchi. Dragon Ball might be somewhat dry right now besides the games, but we're gonna be back. I like that. Thank you so much for that comment. We definitely appreciate the love and support as always, because you know, like who wouldn't? And I will remind you guys that please leave your feedback in your comments, right? You know, because I've always said this, the best kind of feedback is all types of feedback. The worst kind is zero feedback, okay? So that is something to remember, to keep in mind when you guys are listening, watching. Even if it's something small, you know, it goes a long way. It definitely helps not just us, but creators in general, seeing people interact and like have, you know, have conversations within comments or just leaving a comment, no matter how big or small. It makes a difference. Definitely makes a difference. So thank you again for leaving that for us. And I hope you continue to enjoy what the hell we pull out of our ass. Because since we're, you know, we're trying to go back to just talking Dragon Ball mainly, I guess, right? So because of that, it's, you know, for those that have been longtime fans here of us and of this podcast, you know, like y'all would know, like we've been around this rodeo like a zillion times at this point. And what's weird is that Kai's not here, so like he would have been asleep. You know what I'm saying? Like he was over talking about all this stuff long before any of this, like, you know, stuff has been going on with the show now. So and oh, really quick, I do want to give a humongous shout out to our boy Dizzy, right? Dizzy, for those that don't know, is the fine gentleman that has been helping us out with the thumbnails, and he's been doing them for a very long time for us now. So outside, and I mentioned this on the Patreon. So there was like like a channel update of sorts on the Patreon. So if you guys are like tier 2 or above, you'll get all those videos. But I did mention that the only person that is doing any kind of hands-on outside of just me is Dizzy, because Dizzy actually helps me out with those thumbnails. So I do want to give him a shout out and say thank you on the live podcast. I always thank him every week, but you know, just to do it on an actual episode, I hope he enjoys that. So let's see. So this one, okay, this one's from a page odd man out. Yeah, shout outs. I know the topic of Dragon Ball feels beaten to death by you guys. Oh, it sure does. But it really does feel good hearing the subject from respected individuals. Look at that. Respected. IQ, what do you make of that comment? We're respected individuals.
Because they know that what we're saying is right. Respected.
Factual information. I like that. There we go. So that's
no BS here.
None. All facts, no cap. That's actually, I think that was what I had on our Instagram bio. I'm pretty sure. Let's see. This other person said that they missed us. This other person said that at the time they didn't get a chance to watch it yet, but they did leave a comment. So I love people that even do that. They check in. They let us know. I see the video. I haven't watched it yet, but and their comment, they leave the comment. They said please upload more frequently, and they were on I guess like they were backed up because they thought that we were still doing bi-weekly releases, which is why they said that.
Oh.
And then someone actually answered for me saying that, oh no, they've been back on weekly. So shout out. See, we got support. We got some folks still showing love and whatnot. In the I almost said the chat, right? But you know, in the comments section.
In the
right?
chat.
Yeah. But yeah, those are all the comments really from last week. So again, guys, if you want us from now until the foreseeable future, however, you know, things may shift, however the wind might blow, we'll be going over what you guys mentioned to us. We'll go over polls at the beginning of these episodes from now on. And yeah, so don't forget to leave them in the comments. If you feel like emailing it for whatever reason, you can do that as well. So yeah, I think from picking up from where we left off last week when we were going over that top 10, were we, refresh my memory, were we supposed to like go dissect why they like certain fights shouldn't or should be in that top 10?
I don't even know if we got through the first 5.
Okay. Well, I know
like 1 through 5 instead of. I know we did like 10 through 5 or something.
Yeah. So I remember that we went through all 10 of them, but like just for the sake of going through them. But I don't think we really dissected them as like we pretty much ended up comparing Jiren Goku versus Frieza Goku. And then I think we were in the middle of trying to figure out like why they even put Goku and Vegeta versus Black Frieza in here as number 5.
Yeah, no.
So I guess we could start with that, right? So so this is a little bit of a spoiler for anyone who hasn't read the manga, aka IQ Ooch. The chapter in reference is one of the latest chapters in the Dragon Ball Super Manga. And essentially it's just a moment, which is why I guess we're gonna talk about it right now. Because on this top 5 from Screen Rant, they put in smack dab in the middle, out of 10, number 5 is Goku and Vegeta versus Black Frieza. Now, I will say this. It wasn't even a fucking fight. Why is this on the list? Why is it on the list? Because quite literally what happens is, like, I'm going to read what they say, right? I'm going to read what they say verbatim and see, like, how much, like real, like they really tried to make this one work, right? So they said, the importance of this battle isn't found in how visually striking or heroically triumphant it is, but rather the exact opposite of both of those 2 points. In Dragon Ball Super Chapter 87, after Goku and Vegeta unleash Ultra Instinct and Ultra Ego, respectively, in their fight against a seemingly unstoppable Gas, Frieza shows up and kills Gas with a single attack. Then, Frieza transforms into Black Frieza, unleashing a new transformation that makes Goku and Vegeta look weak. Indeed, Black Frieza quite literally took out Goku and Vegeta with a single shot, not each, together. A level of power that can surpass that of angels and gods to such an insane degree is one that demands fans' collective attention, making this fight one for the Dragon Ball history books, even if it was incredibly short. Do you feel like that's justified to put that shit on a top 10 though?
That's like a moment.
Nah, he just shot 2 beams.
That's what I'm saying.
It's
like
a moment.
Like it was if we're talking top 10 craziest moments, maybe that's arguable, right? But if you're looking at this list, right? It's like we got Beast Gohan and Cell Max, you have Goku and Jiren, Goku and Beerus, Goku and Vegeta twice, like on separate occasions, Goku versus King Piccolo. I mean, these are all fights that lasted like longer than a minute.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand why. And this is the only reference to the manga.
I'm surprised. What? I'm surprised Goku versus Kid Buu ain't even on there.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Like-
fucking saying. Like,
That
how
nigga.
many other, like, how many? So, okay, we'll go with that. How many other fights are missing from this? Like, you don't have to give me like your top 10, but what are like some quick off the top of your head fights that should always be mentioned in the top 10?
From like
Any
anything.
doesn't matter. This is the
I would-
whole
I would put
franchise.
I
that
like
there.
the Vegito versus Zamasu.
Oh, from Super? Okay, yo.
Gogeta versus Janemba.
You really get
That's not canon. Though.
from Fusion
yeah,
Reborn.
nigga, that's a great movie.
Okay.
It's a great movie.
It's okay. Fusion Reborn is admittedly one of my favorites, especially because of nostalgia.
Shit, I would even put the goddamn Gohan versus Broly in the Broly 2 movie.
Broly 2.
That's a great movie too.
You know what's funny?
That's the best one. Besides the latest.
Yeah,
one,
out of the
course.
original, after
Those are the original.
from the Tridge, I feel like 2 is definitely up there. But you know what the funny thing is? Not a lot of people like 2. They don't respect it.
That's ass.
Okay. But why is that ass?
How can you not respect Broly 2?
Well,
Like,
that's what I'm saying. So I think the reasoning is that 1 had more story to it.
1 was cool, but when you really like dissect 1 and like how do I want to put it? The ending of how Broly gets, well, he doesn't die. He just gets defeated like with a punch, like a gut punch. Like, what the fuck are we doing?
Well, yeah. So okay.
It wasn't nothing like crazy like 2.
No.
Like where it was a team Kamehameha from the sons,
Well,
like father sons.
That's that moment.
fire.
That moment is what sold 2 for us.
Yeah.
You know, like a lot of people, I guess, in hindsight, when they look back at the 2 films in comparison, you had more of like a struggle and more. It felt like there was more on the line because there was a lot more involvement. Because looking back, you got Broly 1, where the movie basically builds up to this, like, oh, who's the legendary Super Saiyan? And they have no idea who it is, not even contemplating that it could be this skinny little scared guy hiding behind his dad, Paragus, the whole time. And like, you know, like storyline wise, it was really cool because you have these lost Saiyans, right? Like Paragus comes through, he calls upon Vegeta. He's like Prince Vegeta, like, we've come here to bring you to the new planet Vegeta and all that shit. So he's about to take, you know, his rightful place on the throne, right? So when you think of that, I'm like, okay, like this movie is pretty dope in that regard right off the bat, because like it's setting up like some shit that's a callback to, you know, those things with the Saiyans. And then, you know, you have all the characters like Krillin's there, Roshi's there, Gohan, Piccolo, even Trunks.
Yeah, Trunks.
Right? They had all the really OD Z warriors in that movie. And so then they go on this planet, and there's all this shit that happens, and then they put 2 and 2 together, and eventually they realize, okay, Broly is the Super Saiyan.
Yeah.
And then that's when shit goes haywire.
Yeah.
Completely.
Like, it was a good movie, but
yeah, like
the way he gets defeated is kind of whack.
And I'm not gonna lie, I am on the fence. Not on the fence, but I am on the side of the fence that is pro dub when it comes to that shit, specifically for the soundtrack.
Yeah.
Because that is what we grew up with.
Yeah.
That is, I'm sure, what he even saw. Did you even watch the first Broly movie? Like, not Super?
Not the first one. I didn't watch the first one.
Okay, so that's something that whenever we go over there next time, we got to put you on to some of these classic Dragon Ball Z movies.
You gotta watch it.
Yeah, because that movie is
That's with like the big Broly, no shirt, right?
The big Broly.
Big Broly, no shirt. Yes, correct. Yes. Yeah. So yeah, and then like, but the thing is, right? Like, they're getting their ass handed to them. Goku's getting shot. Gohan's getting shot. Trunks getting shot. Vegeta. In this movie, Vegeta is the most bitch made.
He got dog.
He got fucked. He, like, this dude, it was so funny. Like, in this movie, I feel like people could clown on Vegeta the most because he was like, oh, we can't do anything. It's impossible. The legendary Super Saiyan.
Yeah, he was.
Shit was so.
Nah.
Yeah, like as soon as he realized, he was just like, there's no hope. Like in this movie, you see Vegeta just be a quitter.
Yeah.
An entire quitter. And then, you know, like, fast forward towards the end, and like, you know, they basically all do one of these. They give Goku like whatever energy they had left, which, when you think about it, it's just like, what fucking energy were they giving him? Like, think about that. Like, they all got demolished. Like they all look like they were on 0 HP. What the fuck were they giving them?
Spare.
What spare? Like that's like even as a kid, I was like, they just got their ass beat. Like how the fuck are they giving him any type of energy right now? But it doesn't matter because
reserve shit.
yeah, because then Goku comes in with the one punch and he hits him all the way up to the sun, and that's essentially how they are able to escape alive and defeat Broly in the first one. Second movie is about Broly apparently crash landing on Earth off of a fucking meteorite, and then he just chills in ice for like 7 years. So he is just frozen. Like he is basically like on some Superman or Captain America type shit, right? Shout outs to the Shield right there, right? and then you know, this is a Goten and Trunks movie, right? So a big chunk of that first part was a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah.
Right? There was nothing going on. Videl was being an abusive fucking babysitter, beating on these fucking kids. And then, like, from what I remember, like, they were at this, like, village that was, I guess, worshiping a monster or something like that because... Yeah. Or no, they were worshiping a god because a monster was apparently, like, killing their village people. And so when Goten and Trunks found out, they were like, oh yeah, like we'll handle it. And then they found some monster and they just fucked them up. And that's essentially what happened. So like, but then because of, I think like something hit Goten's foot or some shit like that, or like
he started crying.
And
then Broly heard that shit.
Right, exactly.
And then it woke him up.
And that's what woke his ass up. And then cue the and that's the shit that we that soundtrack alone was like, nah, this is the best movie right here. That shit was fire.
So it took half the movie to even get Broly in there?
That's exactly. So that's why I can understand 100% if people prefer the first one over the second. Like
I guess they got their flaws.
At this point in time, I mean, this is way past the point, right? Because this is 2024 and we're talking about this shit. Broly 1 versus Broly 2. Because we loved it for the father-son Kamehameha, and we loved it for the soundtrack.
Yeah.
Right? And I guess you could argue Broly's look because he didn't have like the...
He was fine.
Yeah, when he came out that fucking ice, he just had a different level of drip to him. And look at that. He didn't even have the pieces on no more. It was just, he was straight no shirt.
Great.
Straight no shirt. He had the Super Saiyan hair, and he was fucking up Gohan, fucking up Goten, fucking up Trunks. But in that movie had some, well, of course, because it's Dragon Ball Z, like they're gonna have to have some like layers of comedy just kind of like shoved in there. And in the first Broly movie, the comedy was Master Roshi. He was like, broccoli! Right? You remember that shit?
Yeah.
He called him fucking broccoli. And then he like, you know, pretended like he was about to do some shit, didn't do nothing. In this movie, the comedy was Trunks fucking peed on Broly.
Yeah.
Remember that shit? He was getting fucking like stretched over his head. And
Trunks peed on him.
fucking pissed on him.
What?
Yeah. It's a funny... That was a part of the humor, and like it was so funny because you were like, oh man, Trunks is in pain, but no, it was because he was trying to hold it. Like he was trying to hold it, and then Broly's like,
yeah. He's like, what the fuck?
And Trunks is like, ah. That shit was actually fucking hilarious. Now thinking back on it, but yeah, like I think, you know, when you kind of look at both movies as a whole. Those two moments, well, not just moments, but the finale, the big climactic moment at the end, and the soundtrack is really what puts the second one over the first one. But I will admit, as a whole, you know, experience from start to finish, the first one is the best one.
I guess.
I don't listen. If the first one had the second movie soundtrack, I don't think you'd be arguing me. But you know what? I will give you this. the second movie's finish was better than the first
Way
movie's.
better. Way better.
Yeah, it was way better. I will take the fucking father son Kamehameha over the One Punch all day.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah. That shit's free. That's easy. Like, and then we don't even have to talk about the third movie because that.
Nah, we don't have to talk about that.
Did you know in Japan that shit actually came out the same year?
Nah.
Japan got 2 Dragon Ball Z movies a year back in the day. That's how popular that shit was. Broly 2 came out early spring. Broly 3 came out like in the fall.
Mm-hmm.
That's nuts. What a time to be alive back in the day.
Right.
That's crazy. So yeah. So literally like going, bringing it all back to this fucking
Oh,
free,
tangent.
this Vegeta Goku Black Frieza thing. That shit was a moment. It wasn't. It should not. It should not be
fight.
in there at all. What were some other ones that you guys felt like should be in a top 10?
I mean, Jared had one.
I
Yeah,
said Vegito and Zamasu.
Okay, so Vegeta versus Zamasu. So okay, yeah, so we could talk about that. So Vegito versus Zamasu. First of all, everything out that arc was crazy. All right, let's not admit. Let's not forget. Okay.
It took me a little bit to realize like Goku Black was like Zamasu, but like in Goku's body.
yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I was actually one of the folks that was a little confused as well watching it the first time around because of all the timey-wimey time traveling and this and that and all that. It literally took Kai to sit me down, and he was like, "No, watch it again, and just pay more attention." I was like, "All right, bet." So like, I literally watched it through again, and I was like, "Damn, like this shit is crazy." Like that arc, I feel like doesn't really get spoken about as much anymore. I feel like the Tournament of Power just overshadows everything.
Yeah,
When it comes
Yeah,
to
because low-key, I
think
forgot about it until I
there-
started to think about
there
it.
was more
Right.
excitement. in
Yeah.
Tournament Power.
And that's honest. I mean, yes, Tournament of Power is definitely more hyped up for a lot of different reasons. But I mean, let's not forget, we gotta freaking acknowledge that this was the first arc in Dragon Ball Super that gave us 2 fan-requested things to happen. One, bringing back Trunks, future Trunks,
Yeah.
and the second, an evil Goku. We got both of those in one fucking arc. That shit is crazy. Like literally, after that, because I remember back around that time, even before that time, I used to be one of those people. I'd be like, yeah, they have to bring Future Trunks back at some point. And yeah, having an evil Goku would be pretty cool, you know, because why not? I mean, they have evil versions of everybody.
Evil Goku, no Goku.
Yeah, right. But then like, and then but you know, aside from that, obviously the big one was like, yeah, they're gonna bring Broly back. That was always my big thing. But aside from Broly, once that Future Trunks and Goku Black shit happened, I was like, bro, I don't have to ask for shit anymore. Like, just give me Broly is like the icing, the cherry on top, because I knew that would have been more of a challenge, even though I had already had my reserves on, you know, like I did a whole panel. I fucking presented it in front of like 60 plus people in a room, all listening to me talk about how Broly is the epitome of change and all this shit. And like I did a whole deep dive and basically telling people like I always knew, I always believed that they would bring this guy into canonical existence. But, you know, besides the point, we're talking about Goku Black and Frieza and Trunks, or more specifically the Vegito versus Zamasu, right? So yeah, that fight was sick because fucking Vegito came back.
Vegeta.
And that was another thing. We got Vegito in that arc. Like, man, that shit is fire. Think about the last time we saw Vegito. Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
And he could have fucking destroyed Buu. And he was playing around. Got turned into chocolate.
Yeah, no.
Yep.
That was a good one too.
That was, yeah. Well, I would I would even go as far as saying, like, out of all the Buu fights, which one do you think was like the best?
Probably Super Saiyan 3 versus Kid Buu.
Right at the end, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, see that fight, yeah. That was definitely pretty iconic, not gonna lie, for a lot of different reasons. And plus that was like the culmination of that entire saga. That the entire saga led to that very moment where it's like all these people had their hand at Boo, you know? Like the kids had their hand.
Yeah.
Gohan had a try. Even fucking Tien had a try. And it all came down to Vegeta and Goku, per usual. Vegeta couldn't do it. We got the big grandiose moment of Vegeta admitting out loud that Kakarot was better than him. And he was completely okay with that, which is probably one of the biggest moments in history of Dragon Ball Z, because, you know, Vegeta has arguably probably the best story arc or character arc looking back at his entire lineage and in his history and existence and whatnot. And that was a very crazy moment. And then, you know, when it was finally time and Hercule was like, all right, everybody, listen up. Put your hands to the sky.
Yeah.
And they all listened to him. And Goku had the spirit bomb and fucking had that shit. He was like, fucking Powder Super Saiyan is like, I need you to come back as a good guy. And boom. Yeah. That, I remember watching that shit on TV.
I actually like the Goku versus Perfect Cell fight.
Okay.
That was like an OG.
You think that's a top 10 worthy?
It would be like, I mean, with that list, it would be somewhere in the 10.
Really?
Maybe like 8, 9, or 10, something like that. Like respectful,
Yeah, well,
because like the fighting dynamic,
Yeah.
like of that fight was like really good. Like, you know, when they were fighting on the cell stage.
Yeah,
that shit was fire.
the thing I'll always like go back to when it comes to that is just like, you know, Goku really was just like, yeah, I want my son to do this.
Real talk, man.
Yeah. And like, and people forget, you know, like, I feel like I've heard Geekdom talk about this so many different times. I feel like we've obviously talked about this so many different times. But like, you know, for those that want to try to play devil's advocate and be like, well, Gohan had help. The thing is even though there were distractions that definitely played a part in it, the whole ideology behind that fight between Gohan and Cell was more of this was supposed to be an awakening for Gohan to just let go and to just allow himself to be himself, that he would like to be his true natural born self, rather, because he was all about his peace, right? He was not trying to fight. He was not trying to get involved and do any of that type of shit. If he could, he would just talk no jutsu, just like Naruto. He would literally just be like, listen, bro, it doesn't have to be like this, right? But this was a learning lesson. This was literally set up for Gohan to accept. That's what they were all trying to teach him. They were like, yo, sometimes you have to fight. And Goku, even being there in spirit, he wasn't actually there. I mean, I don't know, he kind of was. You can argue that, whatever. But Goku was just the voice in Gohan's head when he said, do it now, go. Like, fucking let go. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what that was about.
Yeah.
So in reality, I say all this to remind people that no, it wasn't because Vegeta like shot something at Cell and distracted him, and then that gave Gohan the upper hand to then finish it. No. The whole point of this is to just remind folks that Gohan was always strong enough to take on Cell by himself. That's the point. But they had all these other things involved to make you think otherwise and to question it or whatever, if you really wanted to dive deeper into that. But that was Goku's whole thing. Like, see, you know how Goku is. Like, Goku's that kind of guy that he could take one look at you and he could fight with you a little bit, and he'll download your whole shit. He'll be like, "Oh yeah, you're good," and then he's like, "I'm all right," right? He did that shit recently in the manga. I'm pretty sure he fought with Gohan on Beerus's planet, and was like, "Wow, you know what? Should anything happen to us, I'm actually very proud of you, son. Like, I know that Earth is in good fucking hands." Like, we went from tracksuit Gohan, and then we went from Tournament of Power, and then Goku was like, "Oh man, Gohan's gonna be on the team." We went from all that to him finally accepting his son and acknowledging him as something of worth. And like, yeah, like, he really is the shit. Like, he really is strong. Like, I'm sure all pure Gohan fans was fucking eating. They was like, "Oh yeah, yeah." They was like, "Oh yeah, I knew the whole time." Right? No, fuck that. Bullshit, right? Stop playing. Either way, I digress. Like, Gohan has always been, or has always had the potential to be that guy. It's just a matter of him accepting and understanding that you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes, you know. And that's basically what it comes down to. So yeah, I'm trying to think if there's any other fights that I would put in my top 10. And I mean, I'm just gonna go ahead and agree with how they put Gogeta and Broly in number 4. And let me read what they say really quick. So, before he one-shotted Vegeta and Goku in their most powerful forms, Frieza recruited the legendary Super Saiyan Broly to take out his Saiyan enemies on his behalf in the film Dragon Ball Super Broly. In that movie, which is the canonical first appearance of Broly in the current Dragon Ball continuity, Broly takes on both Goku and Vegeta while the two were in their Super Saiyan Blue forms. Oh, and he's absolutely demolishing them. It isn't until Goku and Vegeta fuse into Gogeta, which is also the first canonical time that happens, that they're able to actually put up a fight against Broly. This battle brings some of the most beloved non-canonical aspects of Dragon Ball into the main series lore, while also proving to be one of the most jaw-dropping fights of all time. Now, before I go on, do any of y'all have anything to add to that or mention about this fight?
I mean, what was his 2 and 3?
Excuse me. Number 2 was Goku versus Majin Vegeta. And number 3 was Gohan versus Cell. Not Mac.
No. That, if anything, that fight should be probably like number 2.
Gogeta and Broly?
Probably.
Oh, yes.
Because like, how the fuck you gonna put, how you gonna put Goku Super Saiyan 2 versus Majin Vegeta in the top 3? we kind of discussed that like a little bit.
That also in a way is more of, that was more dramatic. Like, it was more drama.
That was
related.
a good fight. Like, I would probably respectfully put it in top 10, but not like top 5.
Yeah, like I say it's more dramatized in a sense, just because like Goku and Vegeta were fighting, but Goku was just like, "Vegeta, what the fuck happened to you? Like, what's wrong? Why are you so mad? Try to understand. I do want you as a fan." Nah, it's like, but yeah, like he was trying to understand like what the fuck Vegeta did to himself, and Vegeta was like, "I'm tired of being second. I'm trying to get stronger. I'm trying to be above you. So I reverted to my evil ways, and I went to Babidi." And then he blows up the fucking he blows up the half the arena's filled worth of people, right? And it was just like, holy shit, he just killed all these innocent people. Like, and they're still televising this fucking tournament, right? Like, what is happening? So then, of course, the fight ensues, and it goes outside the tournament. The tournament's fucking canceled at this point, probably. And they're fighting. And then, again, in hindsight, when you look back and you realize, yo, Goku was holding back even then, is kind of crazy. So I'm not sure. I guess I bring that up because I'm not sure if that diminishes the fight for me. I don't know. How would y'all feel about that?
I mean, it definitely diminishes the fight if you know that Goku is holding back.
And we don't find that out until later on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But still a good fight.
Yeah.
But you know, I don't know. Top 5 though.
Yeah.
Like there's so many better fights.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
many better fights.
Yeah. IQ, you got anything to add to that or nah? Okay.
I think we gotta spice up the list a little bit. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh, I feel like he's about to say some shit. Go ahead. What is it?
No, just spice up the list a little bit. I don't know.
Oh, you're saying like in general.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like I was already saying before, like, because we kind of like we tangent just to answer this what they had in their top 4 spots, but for me, like, I would have to agree with Gogeta and Broly being at number 2 at the very least, because that fight.
That's at the least. That's on a bad day.
Yeah.
I mean, that's respectfully like.
That's respectfully number 2.
That's respectfully giving number 1 to
Goku and Frieza. Yeah, that exactly. That's like respectfully. I understand my roots. I understand that shit was insane and all that, right? But Goku Frieza did not break dimensions. It did not. It did not 100% break dimensions. It did not have the same kind of like crazy back and forth that went on. And this was a movie and a fight that, when you think about it in the grander scheme of things, was originally a fucking Universal Studios theme park ride for Japan only. Because for those that don't know, there is I don't know if this ride still exists anymore. You could probably Google it. But there was a ride where it was like one of those, you remember when we went to Universal? It was like the Spider-Man ride. Yeah, it's one of those, right? And you're in the cart and you're like going around
traveling.
and you're looking at this fight happening, right? So in the American version for Spider-Man, you're avoiding all these like, villains, and Spider-Man's like helping you and fighting against them and shit. So the Japanese version with Dragon Ball Z, they did Gogeta, right, from Future Reborn
Tight.
versus Broly, but he was Super Saiyan 3.
What?
Yes.
Bruh.
They kept this shit as a ride exclusive. So unless you were in Japan and you went on that ride, you would never see that shit.
That shit crazy.
So they had that. Like Gogeta versus Broly has been in the works for a long time coming. The fact that we've had Gotenks and Vegito and all that shit, and like Gogeta is like the ultimate fusion.
Isn't this the movie that brought Gogeta as canon?
Exactly. Yeah, so that's what I was trying to get to.
And they gave you Blue on top of that.
Yes, and that's what I was trying to get to. It's just like you take everything that's happening right there, and you realize, bro, this is real. This is not some Super Dragon Ball Heroes shit. This takes place within the story. It makes it that much sweeter. It wasn't just Broly's first time. It was fucking Gogeta in that bitch. Son, that shit is crazy. But more importantly, it's like, come on. Broly had 0 real fighting experience. And his first time getting to even taste what a real battle was like, he was fucking putting Vegeta and Goku on the ropes. Forced them to power up multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
They stopped fucking around and was like, all right, if we don't take this dude seriously, we're gonna all die.
Yeah.
They went from Super Saiyan to God to Blue. Goku almost shit Ultra Instinct. He was trying to fucking transform into that freaking Blue, and you can see it for like 2 to 3 frames. He was Ultra Instinct. And yo, Jared, I'm telling you this right now. I don't think you'll ever get to see your brother have a fucking shitting himself moment like I got to experience Like Brandon had me by the arm.
That
And
shit was
I
crazy,
swear he
bro.
was flying for half a second. Because we, as fans, we are locked in. We are fucking looking at every little bit. And when
What, the 2-3 frames where he went
yes,
ultra?
yes, there's
I could have swore I saw a tint of green in there.
no,
too.
yes, no, the green was there.
That shit was crazy.
The green was there. Vegeta had the green tint. Goku was doing the green tint. It was almost like they were trying to copy what Broly was doing. Because monkey see, monkey do. That shit is constant in Dragon Ball with these fucking Saiyans. And so then Goku's like, okay, he's like, I can't control the instant yet, but he's powering up and it flashed on. And this guy, he fucking he grabbed my whole ass arm and he was out of his seat for that. And I knew, he knew, we both knew what we just saw. And even then, Broly was still fucking him up. Like, bro, that shit cannot be at least, it has to be top 2, at least.
And I don't even know why, but they gave Vegeta the Super Saiyan God, the red thing, just so he can have it.
Oh, and that's another first. Good looks. This was the first time that we saw Vegeta go Super Saiyan God in anime. Because originally, he only was ever seen doing that in the manga. So yeah, has to be top 2 at the very, very, very fucking least. So, but yeah, other than that, we're gonna wrap this up because we're pretty much nearing the end of this episode. Is there any other exciting things that you guys got going on in your lives right now? Doesn't have to be Dragon Ball related.
Nothing crazy.
Nothing crazy?
Nah. A little downtime.
You on that new X Defiant, right? You wanna?
I mean, that just happened. Like,
Yeah.
it just kind of came out today. It literally came out today, actually. So,
But you still haven't watched no Marvel Rivals gameplay. You're fucking up.
no, I mean, a little X Divine here. Little, Kaiju 8.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's just flaming. Demon Slayer. That new movie for the new arc drop.
Oh yeah, they do like those recap movies, right?
It's not even a recap.
Oh,
it's like
it's a part of the arc. Oh.
for the new arc.
Oh, okay.
It's a good watch. It's
Okay.
like 48 minutes.
Okay. Damn.
Type
I got
shit.
some shit to do.
And then what? Apparently, My Hero season 7 is out, but I haven't watched it yet.
Mm.
Nick was telling me.
Isn't
Yeah.
My Hero ending? Like, it's on his final chapter.
Oh yeah, in the manga apparently.
In the manga,
I've heard that for the last year and a half.
yeah, we're still like,
Oh,
bro,
no.
we're not even close to finishing it.
Well, yeah, the anime still has several years to go to get to where the manga's at anyway, based on like the release schedule and all that shit. But
Brandon, I think from like the 2 seconds I saw from Marvel Rivals, it looked like Paladins.
what?
Paladins. That was the old shit.
Yo, Paladins was fire. I ain't gonna lie.
No, Paladins was like Overwatch.
Oh well,
It's
that's
like
what
a
everyone
similar
bases this game off
style.
of. Yeah, like
Oh yeah.
like everyone bases Marvel Rivals off of Overwatch, but even the Overwatch players that I've been, watching on stream, like not even just those players, but like everybody that has touched that had the luxury and the fortune to touch the game this past weekend for the closed alpha test, everyone was saying great things about it. Like, bro, this game is fire. This game is so much fun. It's like, it's not like it has similarities to Overwatch, but it's not Overwatch. It's its own thing, and it's super fun, and it's really good, and everyone's excited to play it. Like, I can't wait to get my hands on it because I've been super hooked on my Marvel shit.
It's team based.
Yeah, of course it's team based. It's like 5-on-5, 6-on-6.
So it's like,
something
yeah,
like
that's
that.
why it's like Overwatch. Paladin.
Yeah,
Okay.
but it's I'm telling you, like
That's what I see.
the Punisher's in the game, Magneto's in the game, Storm's in the game, Iron Man's in the game, Spider-Man's in the game, Black Panther's in the game, Wanda's in the game, Groot, Hulk, and Hulk's ability is kind of nice.
Better not be
Because-
no bitch ass.
No, wait, no. Hey, relax. Because you play as Bruce Banner. No, wait, but chill. He has a gun, okay? He has a gun, but then when you activate his shit, he hulks up. and then you play as Hulk, and then he can even Hulk out even more after that shit too.
Mm.
You know, they got the trade off.
You know me, I'm playing Spider-Man all
Of
day.
course. You know, you already know. Spider-Man. Apparently, Spider-Man is the hardest character to play as, but it's just like, bro, every person I've seen play Spider-Man, literally, like, I'm watching his gameplay. I'm like, bro, why is he the hardest? He's just the smartest, right? They're getting it wrong because the reality is Spider-Man, he could web sling. So he's in, he's out. You can fucking hit somebody, web ball somebody, and if they're not dead and you're struggling to kill, just go run away. And you're safe. Like, they could try to shoot you, but you
Spidey.
you know, you're out here. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I guess that's, you know, I'm shouting out Marvel Rivals. But as you can see, I am representing my Capcom creators. If you guys did not know, I am a part of the Capcom Creator Program, which means that Capcom loves me and I love them for loving me. Which obviously that means that I get, like, you know, Capcom related things. I've gotten bonuses at events, like whenever they have a booth, I get to do all the Capcom stuff without having to wait. They give me freebies. They give me game codes and all that kind of stuff if I request it. They're super dope. I've been with them for like 2 years now. And the reason why I'm wearing this is actually because at the time this episode drops, Akuma has returned in Street Fighter 6. And I can't wait to play as him later this week. And I'll actually be at Goblin Breaker, which is another tournament. So yeah, and Akuma looks fucking fire in that game. Oh, I can't wait. So yeah, I'll be playing that for sure. So anything else, or are we good to go?
Good.
We good.
All right. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is now that time for your Patreon shoutouts. All right, for the one time now, if you haven't and you want to hear your name shouted out, rapped at the end of these episodes, definitely hit us up, Full Power Podcast, on the Patreon page today. Let's get it. Jayante Sheridan.
Jayante.
Anthony Parker.
Yeah, park that beat.
Crystal. Dante TX.
Suck it.
Jarek Rivera.
Jarek Rivera.
Lord Payne.
Pain in these nuts.
Mr. Back Again Once Again.
Back again once again.
Odd Man Out.
Never count I'm out.
Soul Awakens.
Wake your ass up.
Super Saiyan SAWFT with the soft.
So
Travis Boyette. Vegeta Uchiha.
Ochiha.
Worse than a demon.
Worse than a motherfucking demon.
And we say thank you.
Thank you.
But there's one more. He's the only one. Led the rising sun. He's our fucking boy. Everybody stand up, give it up for our man.
Juice.
All right. Hit him up. And last call, if you want to hear your name shout out at the end of these episodes, you're trying to sponsor, you're trying to get the behind the scenes, all that extra content, Full Power Podcast on the Patreon page. There's Full Power Podcast on the Patreon page. If you're a comic culture concern, business inquiry, or fan art you're trying to sponsor, hit us up, fullpowerpod@gmail.com. That's fullpowerpod@gmail.com.
Habatai tara.
Yeah.
Modorena ito ite.
Yes,
Mezashita no wa.
Uh-huh.
Aoi ano sora.
Wait.
That's the wrong
That's
number.
the wrong button. Wait, hold on. Wait, silence. Ready? Hit us up on that motherfucking Bluebird on Twitter @FullPowerPod and fuck X. All right, boys. Thanks for joining me for another edition of the Full Power Podcast, episode 147 in the books. Brother Ooch, what do you got left for the people at home?
Same shit, you know what I mean? Stay fresh, stay clean. Get yourself a nice fucking cologne. You stinky ass niggas. Couple sprays get you through the day.
Ooh, I like that.
You know
I
what
like
I
that.
mean?
Couple sprays get you through the day. All right. IQ, what you got left for the people at home?
Chill out. Take the day off. We all need our days off.
Yo, facts. Oh, okay. Take it easy. Don't be sleazy. Bars. Okay. Anyways. All right, guys. Well, as always, let us know what you want us to talk about by leaving your comments in the comment section below. Hit us up on Patreon. Hit us up on the email. Let us know. Because like I said at the beginning of the episode, no feedback is the worst kind of feedback. So in that case, it's been your boy, Ooch, the Iceman, Brother Ooch, the not so little IQ Ooch. Make sure you guys take care of yourself, make the proper protect, keep it locked, loaded right here on this podcast. Stay safe, stay clean, and stay on the side. And we'll see y'all next time. Huh. See ya. Hey. I'm gonna have to use that song for just about every single thing for the rest of life. It's so good. It just hits.
8 minutes. 8 minutes. You're gonna have to cut it out a little bit because I was talking to my girl on FaceTime.
Okay.
It's like 8 seconds.
So I have one thing to ask about that.
It's not the one I was talking about before.
Does she know about the chicharron?
I don't think she knows what that is.
Damn.